Government raises poverty line by 42% in major social assistance. Overhaul, an editorial by Rhonda Dowlett, senior journalist. Thousands of additional citizens could soon qualify for government assistance after Cabinet approved sweeping reforms to Trinidad and Tobago's social protection system, including a massive 42.1% increase in the national poverty line and new deductions recognizing internet access as an essential household expense. The reforms, unveiled in Parliament on Friday by Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services Vandana Mohit, are being described as one of the most significant overhauls of the country's social assistance assessment system in years. The revised Standard Means Test, SMT, which determines eligibility for programs such as food support, public assistance grants, the SEED program, and general assistance grants, officially comes into effect on June 1, 2026. Under the new framework, the poverty line has been increased from $1,439.02 to $2,044.23 per adult equivalent per month, while the vulnerability line has climbed to $2,555.29. The indigence line was also raised from $553.47 to $783.23. The changes are expected to dramatically widen access to state support for struggling households that were previously excluded under outdated assessment criteria. Speaking in the House of Representatives, Mohit said the previous poverty benchmarks had remained largely unchanged since 2016 despite years of inflation, soaring food prices, rising transportation and housing costs, utility increases, and the lingering economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. A system designed to protect the vulnerable cannot remain frozen in time while the cost of survival continues to rise, the minister stated. Mohit said the reforms were designed to restore fairness and dignity to vulnerable citizens who often found themselves locked out of assistance because the assessment system no longer reflected economic realities. In another major shift, government has introduced a weighted income contribution model intended to create a more realistic picture of household finances. Under the revised formula, the highest income earner in a household will account for 100% of their income during assessments, the second highest earner 75%, while all other earners will contribute 50%. The minister said the previous system often overstated a household's actual financial capacity and failed to properly account for dependency burdens and living conditions. Government has also moved to formally recognize internet access as a necessity rather than a luxury by introducing a monthly internet deduction of up to $316 per household. Mohit said internet connectivity had become critical for education, employment opportunities, banking, healthcare access, communication, and government services in the modern era. According to the ministry, the combined effect of the revised poverty threshold and internet deduction could provide up to $921.21 in additional disposable income consideration for some single-income households, potentially allowing many previously disqualified families to now access state grants. The revised framework also retains deductions for housing and medical expenses, with government acknowledging that rent, healthcare, and recurring medication costs place severe pressure on vulnerable families. The reform process began following cabinet approval in July 2025 for the establishment of an interministerial committee to comprehensively review the SMT framework. The review involved economists, statisticians, social policy specialists, health experts, planning professionals, and representatives from several ministries and institutions, including the University of the West Indies. Although the committee was initially given 6 months to complete its work, Mohit said the final report was delivered in 4 months and approved by Cabinet in February this year. In preparation for implementation, approximately 85 officers from key service delivery divisions have already undergone training to ensure consistency and accountability in applying the revised system. The ministry has also developed an in-house digital SMT calculator aimed at reducing human error, improving transparency, and speeding up assessments across the country's social service network. Mohit described the internally developed digital tool as proof that meaningful transformation within the public service could be achieved without extravagant state expenditure. Closing her address, the minister stressed that social protection should not be viewed as charity, but as an essential pillar of national development. The poor and vulnerable will never be invisible, she declared.